Need high-quality video to promote your event, business, or band? We can help.
We're Pixel Pond, a video production team based in the Pacific Northwest, providing high-quality content to clients across the U.S. and Canada.
Whether you want coverage of your live event to promote for next year, or need a camera and a camera operator for your next big project, we can accommodate projects of all sizes.
Your story is important. Visit pixelpondllc.com or send an email to info@pixelpondllc.com to get started today. We can't wait to work with you.
Parental warning. This podcast contains references to hentai, mustache rides, threesomes, pornography, and going bareback on the bony pony. Please podcast responsibly.
Coming up on Gamers Week podcast. Valve co-founder Gabe Newell has capped off Steam Machine's week by taking delivery of a new $500 million super yacht with a submarine garage for tenders, small boats, not chickens, onboard hospital, and 15 gaming PCs.
Considering how pretty much all of us have subsidized the Gaben boat at one point or another, where do we sign up for our timeshares?
That's a good question.
You don't get a full day on the Gaben boat. You get, what, an hour?
I'll take that.
I'll take my 15 minutes in a dedicated drinks pantry. Sounds fun to me.
I want to hang out in the cavernous garage for tenders. That's all I'm about. Spicy tenders, regular tenders, dino tenders.
Just imagine you going in there and be like, they don't even have dino tenders in here. Like,
I was expecting barbecue sauce and there is none.
I feel like Gabe's got barbecue sauce somewhere.
I like how the chat is just used to it being Donnie's fault.
Let's get the extended version of the theme song.
That is our apology and the consolation prize. Thank you for sticking around.
Yes, thank you. I apologize. I was having a lot of internet issues, like nothing would load. And I'm surprised it's loading right now. So fingers crossed. Let's knock on some wood.
Yeah, so it's not my fault. It's not my fault tonight, guys. You can stop with the whole blame Donnie hashtag movement
Hashtag
and all that
blame
stuff.
Donnie.
That's not me.
T-Ken wants to know if your hentai games are still downloading in the background. Maybe you should check that.
Oh, that's a good call. That is a good call.
Good call.
I had a roommate in college who would download a bunch of stuff all the time and then like leave, right? So it would like kill our bandwidth in our room. And so we started downloading like really hardcore porn that he wasn't interested in. Let's just put it that way. And renaming
Somebody
it.
was interested in because they knew what to look up.
Well, I mean, I knew what he was not interested in, so that's what I downloaded. But I renamed it, you know, like Britney Spears, hot, 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 right?
Uh-huh.
And then I remember him saying something like, "Oh, dude, you gotta be careful what you download off of Napster, man. There's some weird shit."
You never know what you're gonna get.
What I didn't realize until later on is that because you're on Napster, right? Mm-hmm. The title of that is just the title. Nobody can check out what it is. And so you're always constantly sharing your stuff so people can download from you.
Yeah, you made yourself a cedar, then you've got that up for people to download. Like, oh, Britney Spears. What the hell is this?
I have questions about how you knew what kind of porn he was not into, but we can save those for later.
Well, I would say that he was a cisgender heterosexual male. That was not what this was about. Not what you would find for that category typically.
Sam Disfaction has decided to hurt us all and said, what the hell is Napster?
Oh my God.
Right along with what the hell was Radio Shack?
Hey, I've got some Radio Shack. Oh wait, I'm a nerd. All right. Welcome to Gamers Week Podcast. Like the name says, we analyze the best, worst, and the weirdest headlines of the past week in the video game industry. This is episode 190, and today is Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. My name is Ryan, a.k.a. retrogamebrews, and I had... For those of you listening, Donnie has left the building.
And now he's back. He just wanted to show off his bare feet for the internet.
Sorry. I had a conference going on outside of my door, and I had to crack the whip.
Gotcha. Well, to let you know, I do have Donnie G and Blue Williams with me today. So one of the things I wanted to do is rather than doing like a funny, jokey kind of thing here, we do have something serious to discuss before we move forward. Wanted to send out a heartfelt condolence to the family and friends of Rebecca Heineman, who unfortunately passed away on Monday after a battle with lung cancer. Rebecca was kind enough to be a guest on our podcast back when we first were starting out. If you don't know her story, she became America's first ever national video game champion after winning the Atari VCS Space Invaders National Championship held in New York in 1980. She went on to found several video game companies such as Interplay Productions and Contraband Entertainment, and she was also a trailblazer for LGBTQ plus rights. If you'd like to know more about her story, check out our episode 23 from May of 2022, and we have links in the show notes. Great guest, huge pioneer of the industry, someone that we deeply respected and had a great conversation with her. She was an absolute charm to have on the show.
Yeah, we were a brand new show. She definitely didn't need to give us the time of day, but she did. She was very kind to us. So it's sad to hear of her passing.
Yeah, and to have her on a show and just listen about the things that happened in her life, especially being the first documented tournament champion, I guess, the major tournament champion. That was very impressive. And then also being one of the founding members of Interplay. Yep. Great company, great developer that we all know and love back from the day, back from the 80s and 90s with all of their great games. Rebecca, you will be missed, and thank you for your contribution to the video game industry.
Hear, hear.
All right. So quick announcement, as usual, there will be no new episode next week due to the Thanksgiving holiday here in the U.S. We plan on getting very full and very fat.
My fat pants.
Fatter.
Oh.
Not fat, fatter.
All right. Want to start your own podcast? Maybe a deep dive into the history, art, and culture of the Wookiee Life Day holiday? You'll need a place to host your show. Buzzsprout has user-friendly interface and great analytics and resources to help grow your audience. Use the link in the description and get a $20 credit when you sign up for a paid plan.
Do we think Wookiees use bidets? I mean, they have to, right?
Oh, man, that's a good point. Because, I mean, talk about dingleberries.
That's a hell of that becomes matted. And then if there's any extracurricular activities, then if somebody's they got their nose down there, that's not good for business.
I mean, we're assuming that Wookiees defecate in the same way we do.
Yes.
Maybe it doesn't come out like a sticky poop. Maybe it's just like, it's like a diamond that just popped out. Yeah.
Games with Coffee says, Blue's like, oh my God, not again.
If you've never seen the holiday special, I highly recommend it. I really do.
I don't.
Neither do I.
All right. Reviews, reactions, and requests. Why don't we take a look at this? Starting with Neo Blue Max. I think the Steam machine looks great. Valve has some work to do on the Steam OS to get the console parity working, and it's looking good. Tesseract Unfold says, maybe I'd be interested in the Steam machine if I didn't already have a Steam Deck. As it stands, I'll just wait for a Deck 2.
And I think that's kind of the biggest issue with the Steam machine is that it's a real narrow audience. But again, we have to wait and see what they're going to price it at before we can really tell who is going to be interested in that.
Right.
And lastly, Eric Aubin says, amazing episode as always. I would love to see you guys play Overcooked together.
Huh.
Let's do it.
Eric wants to end the podcast. He wants to ruin it.
All right. So why don't we go ahead and shout out our patrons?
We couldn't do what we do without the help of our gorgeous patrons. Here are the generous folks supporting Gamers Week on Patreon. Zach, a.k.a. Old Cluster Nuts, Generic Name Daddy, Puzzle Butter, Number One Blue Sick Voice Chan, John Barron, Sassy Sony, Evil Lust, Cyram, Al Harrington's Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Man Emporium and Warehouse, Mega Retro Man, Gametroid, Mora D, Michael, if my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious Lakite, Emo-esque, Bill Tucker, you know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. Fruitcakes, I hate it when my Schwartz gets twisted, Pickled Pepper. Ducks with Thick Thighs, absolutely the best podcast, a work in progress. Bops and Dugnut, Blues Little Sis, Loudmouth, Retro Blast Pat, B&T Zilla Guy, The Mad Milkman, Seven Castle Forest, Crunchy Kong, Claw Machine Daddy, Frank Grande, Love Retro BTW, Steven Sand, Ramboski, Terry Kinnair, Don't Make Me Pull This Car Over, I Am the Download Daddy, Hybrid Divide, You Fall Before Me, Davey PGH, and the Pixel Pond family, including Shannon and Luke, and the Skee Ball Daddy. If you like what you hear today, we really hope you do, please consider joining us on Patreon. Your support helps cover the cost of producing the show, as well as other cool stuff we'll be doing, like prizes and giveaways. You'll also gain access to our bi-weekly patron-only bonus cast called Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. Visit patreon.com/gamersweek or follow the link in the show notes to learn more.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and check out our headline segment?
All right, this headline segment is proudly sponsored by Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. Each episode, George and Zach discuss and rank all the best things, and right now they're working through every movie in the Alien vs. Predator connected universe. This week, they've got a trivia question for us. What are the names for the four faces of Derek Zoolander's poses? And which of the four is the glorious face that he makes while saving the Prime Minister of Malaysia? Visit them at absolutelythebest.net or follow the link in the show notes.
Donnie looks like he's passing a kidney stone.
Orange mocha frappuccinos.
All right, so it's Blue Steel, Magnum, Tigre.
Le Tigre.
Yep. What's the other one?
I don't remember a fourth one. Like, I remember specifically the dialogue saying, like, Magnum, Blue Steel, like, there it is, Magnum, Blue Steel, and Le Tigre. I don't remember a fourth one.
I know there is. So I know that's, I just can't remember what specifically that. I know Magnum's the one he does in front of the Malaysian Prime Minister.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So you've got 4 out of 5 possible points. Just
Okay.
One last one.
I'll take it.
And for the record, I only remembered Blue Steel. That was all I got.
Okay.
But I don't think I've seen this movie since it came out.
And I just watched it recently.
You especially have no excuse for not knowing this.
I know. I can lick my own balls. Thank you very much.
He says he turns left, people. That's a clue.
Puzzle Better, trying to help you out.
He turns left. NASCAR? No, he doesn't have a look called NASCAR.
I don't know. This actually might have made it worse for me.
Yeah.
I got
Not ringing a bell.
Nothing? Do you accept failure?
I accept.
And
I accept the B. Thank you.
Yeah,
4 out of 5
points. Come on now.
80%. Very well. You may have your B. So the names of the four faces are Blue Steel, Le Tigre, Magnum, and
Redacted.
I'm trying to remember what point in the movie they mentioned
Redacted.
He's going through and interviewing Miranda, right?
Yeah, well, she's interviewing him and whatnot.
And she's like, "Can I see that?" And he goes,
What was that?
So it's brought up. I just, not the one I was going to go with. Yeah.
Redacted.
All right. Take a look at our first headline. The nominees for the 2025 The Game Awards have been revealed. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, is up for 12 awards, making it the most nominated game in the awards history, followed by PlayStation titles Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, and Ghosts of Yotei, with 8 nominations each, and Hades 2 with 6. Whole bunch of high-profile games missed out on nominations for the main award. However, the likes of Ark Raiders, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Mario Kart World, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Battlefield 6, Split Fiction, Monster Hunter Wild, and Silent Hill F picked up nods for other categories. Meanwhile, Marvel's Deadpool VR, a game that isn't even out until tomorrow, picked up a nod. Fans voting for this year's edition of the Game Awards is open now on the TGA website. Public ballots account for 10% of the final vote, with a jury compromising dozens of media outlets, according to the remaining 90%. The nominees for the Player's Voice Award, the only one determined entirely by the fans, will be announced on December 1st. Game Awards, which is under fire for its handling of discontinued Future Class program, will be streaming across a wide variety of platforms, including Prime Video for the first time. The 2025 ceremony takes place on December 11th at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles, in between a cavalcade of video game trailers and announcements. The show will squeeze in some actual awards. Here are the contenders and our predictions for the Game Awards 2025. As a reminder, whoever correctly predicts the most awards following lists will earn the title of Podcast Daddy, the highest daddy title of all for the next year. So we're starting off strong here. Game of the Year. And the nominees are Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
So are you boys ready to let me have the Podcast Daddy title for another year?
No.
You think you can take it from me?
Yes.
I will be honest, I've looked through this entire list and I have not played a single one of these games.
That does not shock me nor anyone here.
I know. Hey, I play Baldur's Gate 3 now.
A year later.
Yeah, and all these games I'll enjoy next year. That'll be great.
Yeah, like Games with Coffee says, allow me to register my shop.
So my son was telling me, he's like, I don't know why Donkey Kong Bonanza is in here. It's just Super Mario Odyssey, but with Donkey Kong.
That sounds like gold to me.
I was like, you're not wrong.
These are all sequels, in a sense. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hollow Knight Silksong, Hades 2, Death Stranding 2. Donkey Kong Bonanza is not really a sequel, but as you said, it's just Mario Odyssey. With Donkey Kong.
It just sounds like Mario Odyssey with extra steps.
Clair Obscur is the only like real original, quote unquote, real original.
Right. So if I had to make a pick, and I do, I'm going with Clair Obscur for Game of the Year.
This is a tough one. On the one hand, you could probably easily vote Clair Obscur to sweep all of these categories here as the most nominated game in the Game Awards history. The only thing that is kind of holding me off is Geoff Keighley's constant fellatio of Hideo Kojima. So there is like this little part of my brain that goes, wait a second, you never know what is going to happen to Death Stranding 2. It could be one of those situations where they let Clair Obscur have all the lesser awards, but Game of the Year goes to Death Stranding. However, that suspicion is not enough to make me vote against Clair Obscur. So that has my vote as well.
Okay.
Well, since I'm going last, and I think it'd be boring for us to all say the same thing, even though I wanted to pick Clair Obscur, I'm going to go with Death Stranding 2.
Huh.
I think that's the next safest bet.
So Ryan is not playing for the title for this year.
Yes, exactly, Materia Keeper. Like what happened in 2022 where Ragnarok won everything except GOTY. Exactly what I was talking about.
You're right. I'm not playing to win. I'm playing to have fun, sir.
You know what's fun?
What?
Being Podcast Daddy.
All right, next category, Best Narrative. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F. So, Blue, I think you go first.
Clair Obscur.
2 in a row.
You know, it seems to happen like every couple of years, there's just that game that hits the Game Awards and wins everything, and everybody else is just an also ran. But I think not only is this game exceptionally deserving, I think it surprised everyone when it dropped and was as good as it was. And so I think the journalists... We lost Ryan.
Oh, no.
God damn it.
Yeah, because now you're split screen.
Yep. Camera 1, camera 2.
Camera 2.
Camera 1,
Camera 2.
Yeah. But I think the 90% of journalists' votes are still going to be very in love with this game.
Yeah, with Clair Obscur.
Yeah.
Puzzle Butter says, wait, do you have to share the title when you both win, or can there be a playoff competition of some sort for the title? I don't know how we could share the title if that were the case.
All right, can you hear me now?
There he is.
There he is.
He's back.
Which is funny because it wasn't loading here, but I could see that it wasn't that I had disappeared on the Twitch stream.
So just to clarify, you guys both have backups going because we're probably going to have to use them.
Yes, I do.
What's a backup?
I hate you so fucking much. You're not funny, and I don't appreciate
I
it.
am.
Just got to make sure my backup actually started. Yes, it did. Okay.
Anyway, Clair Obscur. My vote.
Gonna hedge my bets on this one. I'm also gonna pick Clair Obscura.
And you know what? I'm going to go with the one that I think is going to win, and that's probably Clair Obscura because it's the storyline. Based on what Puzzle Better said, I think I'm going to go with Clair Obscura.
What did Puzzle Better say?
She said that the story for this one sent people into therapy.
I know it made people cry and go into therapy. Plus, it was made by a handful of people. The music is the part I know about, and it is super duper.
Super duper.
Super duper.
I'm taking note.
All right. So next up is Best Art Direction. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song.
So here's the thing. Kind of like we said before, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song are all beautiful games with amazing art, but it's stuff we've seen before.
So who's going to do it best?
But again, this is one of those lesser awards that they could give to somebody else just to make sure that somebody else gets something.
I'm going to say Ghost of Yote, lock it in.
Damn it, Ryan.
It's all right. I haven't guessed the same ones as you since.
I know. I was going to say Ghost of Yote too.
There's a second one?
Wah, 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 wah.
Thanks, Dad.
I wanted to go with Ghost of Yote, but I think on this one, I'm going to go with Hades 2.
I don't think there's a bad choice here, which is also what makes it difficult. I am gonna, you know what? I'm gonna vote with my heart, not what my brain says, but I'm gonna vote with my heart and go Silk Song.
Ooh, okay.
I'm voting to win. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm voting 5 times to win and once with my heart.
There. Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's called balance. Okay.
As everything should be.
All right. Next is Best Score and Music. Christopher Larkin, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Darren Korb, Hades 2, Lorene Tassard, Clair Obscura, Expedition 33, Toma Otawa, Ghost of Yote, and Woodkid and Ludwig. It's definitely
Ludwig. It's Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Yeah.
Borsell for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach.
This is another tough one because as far as I'm concerned, Christopher Larkin and Darren Korb are legends. But I feel like it's probably going to be Clair Obscur that's going to win it.
I am also choosing that. Clair Obscur.
It's a three-way?
A three-way?
Yeah, I was going to say something along that, but I decided to clean it up. It looks like it's a 3-way tie for Best Score in Music. I think we're all three going with Clair Obscur.
This is what's going to separate the daddies from the babies.
What?
The daddies from the plebs. Yeah.
The plebs.
Best Performance, Ben Starr, Clair Obscura, Expedition 33. Charlie Cox, Clair Obscura, Expedition 33. Jennifer English, Clair Obscura, Expedition 33. Erika Ishii, Ghost of Yote. Konoatsu Kato, Silent Hill F. And Troy Baker, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think it's Troy Baker. I thought it was Harrison Ford. It was that good.
He did a phenomenal job. But I think it actually comes down to which Clair Obscur actor do you think is going to
be
win?
So you got to get it right. You got to get it right.
Right. So roll the dice. Ben Starr. Ben Starr is going to be the one that's going to win it.
Who is Charlie Cox? What? Daredevil? No way.
I thought that was Ben Affleck.
No, you shut up. You piece of shit.
You just offended like 90% of our audience.
Good.
I love him as Daredevil. I liked his voice.
How dare.
Yeah. That sound you hear is everyone leaving the stream.
I got to go with Troy Baker. And I'm surprised that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is not. I mean, granted, it came out in November, December last year.
Yeah, it's way too old. Strategically, that's a terrible time to release if you're looking for a Game Award. They probably weren't, though. They were just, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Troy Baker. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
T-Ken says, I think if Clair Obscur gets it, it's Jennifer English, but I think Troy Baker has to win it. So much was made of how he was indistinguishable from Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm. All right, last up, Best Independent Game. Absalom, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, Silksong.
This is bad.
Yeah, this is bad. Hades 2, phenomenal. Hollow Knight Silksong, phenomenal. Blueprints definitely was one of those ones that took the world by storm.
Yes.
Absalom, I've heard nothing but great things about. Ball Pit actually owns me right now. Like, even though we're recording, in the back of my head, I'm thinking about, can we hurry up and be done so I can go play Ball Pit? But yeah. And this is another one, like, would Clair Obscur win Game of the Year and Best Independent Game? This might be another one that they give to somebody else as a consolation prize, in which case, who do I think the journalists would vote for?
Do you think they would vote for Silksong because of the...
No,
I
think it's too hard. I think they didn't like it.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I watched somebody play it the other day, and it gave me anxiety. Just watching
Silksong?
Yes.
Oh, it gives me anxiety while I play it.
I wasn't playing it. I was watching somebody play it.
Blueprints.
You.
Later. I'm going to go with Ball Pit.
God damn it. I was going to pick Blueprints.
Don't let me influence you.
I remember talking about this game before, whenever it came out. I love puzzle games, especially something like this. I'm going to go along with Blue and pick Blueprints for Best Independent Game.
Locked in.
Yep, locked in. We had a lot of overlapping votes, but we also had a lot of different votes. So I think the title of Podcast Daddy for 2026 will be highly contested.
And if you guys want to go and witness this in person, tickets for the Game Awards, December 11th, at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles, California, are only $540.
Only. Fuck that.
For orchestra right. If you want to sit in orchestra left center, they're $1,300.
Everybody knows that orchestra left center is better than orchestra right center.
I know. Now we can go cheapest, and we can go up in the upper mezzanine left center for $331.
Yeah, but what about right center?
Right center is not available. Well, no, actually it is $672.
Do you got to bring your own binoculars?
I would bring one of those, the things you hold with the handle and everything like that. Yes.
Yeah. No, thanks.
Can we get free media tickets for this?
I mean,
that's what I want to start doing.
Journalists.
Yeah.
With the fingers.
Yeah, but I can't think of a live show that would be less worth it to go to in person than this. So you can sit in the crowd and watch game trailer after game trailer after game trailer, just like you can at home on your couch for not $1,300.
But then if we get the guest or the journalist passes, then we don't have to pay for that. I would definitely go there in person to snatch that daddy necklace away from you. When I
you can't
win,
do that. You can't do that.
Of course I can.
Besides, this is not for Podcast Daddy. This is for Trivia Daddy, and you have not won it.
That's a low blow. That was a low blow right there.
I'm just saying.
It's a low blow.
Anyways, there's a couple interesting things about the Game Awards. It did mention that it's under fire right now for their cancellation of the Future Class program, which was initially highlighting game developers who were participating in DEI movements within their studios. Shockingly and coincidentally, that's not important right now. I couldn't imagine where something like that would become not important. But anyway, the Game Awards have kind of a contentious relationship with the gaming audience at large on the best of days, and that has certainly not helped. But look at the other hand, it mentioned that fan voting for the Game Awards opened up. There were more than 10 million votes cast the first day, and the site was almost inaccessible. It kept crashing because so many people were trying to get in there and vote. So I want to know if there's that many people who have opinions and want their opinions heard. How much longer is the Game Awards going to continue this farce where actual gamers' votes only count for 10% and the journalists and the influencers and the whoever else that's actually important gets 90% of the say?
And let's be honest, that's probably because companies are paying for their right to be a part of these, right? The Game Awards, just like the Academy Awards, as soon as you get nominated, you can put Game Awards nomination, right? And then if you win, you can put that on your game as well, and you get additional sales. So that's what this is all about.
Right.
They don't really care about the integrity of it. It isn't like it's, an objective answer to what is the best game of the year. They're not interested in that. That's not what they're about, right?
No, I think the Game Awards is in legitimate danger of becoming as out of touch with its audience as the Oscars is out of touch with the general movie-going audience.
Completely agree.
I think it's dangerous either way. You have the media, influencers, social media, all that stuff, those people trying to get in what they think should be game of the year, et cetera, et cetera. Then you also have the normies, the normal people who get to vote. And if you base it on them, you're going to have groups of people, one way or the other, voting for one game because of this, because of that, because of the other, and strictly just for that specific reason. Or, oh my God, if I vote for this and if I tell Caitlin, then she'll like me. And then it's not really a true vote.
I agree. And I also think it's rife for abuse, right? If you can go in and create bots that will vote for you.
It's just like how people are doing it on Steam, review bombing it for something that somebody says in the media or what have you.
Right. They could do the opposite and vote for everything but a game.
Yeah, they could.
So that's essentially like review bombing, but making sure that one game in particular doesn't win.
Yep.
So essentially what you guys are saying is that no one can have nice things.
Ever.
No, not anymore. Not in this timeline.
Nope.
Oh, man.
All right. So while the world elsewhere celebrates the best that gaming had to offer in 2025, review curation site Metacritic has released its list of worst games of 2025. According to its rankings, Mind's Eye was the worst reviewed game in 2025 with a Metacritic score of just 37, lower than all but 8 games released in the last 5 years. Debut game from GTA producer Leslie Benzies' new studio launched with significant technical issues earlier this year, a situation that deteriorated in the extent that the PlayStation began refunding players, a rare occurrence that previously took place during the troubled launch of Cyberpunk 2077. The second worst review game this year is Bandai Namco's Nintendo Switch 2 mini game collection, Tamagotchi Plaza, review score 43. Which was heavily criticized by critics for its simplistic and repetitive gameplay. Other notable games, rounding off 2025's bottom 10, include Nintendo's $10 interactive experience Switch 2 Welcome Tour, review of 54. Limited Run's collection of Bubsy games, The Perfect Collection, review score 53. Rounding out the bottom 10 is Fast and Furious Arcade Edition, review score 55. Titles I've just managed to escape this year's worst list are Swiri 65 and Sudas 51's horror collaboration, Hotel Barcelona, review score 56, and MetaQuest Star Wars title Victory Beyond, review score 57.
Welcome to the Hotel Barcelona.
Fucking hate that song.
What? You hate Hotel California?
I hate it.
All right, dude. I hate the freaking Eagles, man.
It's a fine song if it wasn't played way overplayed by every classic rock station on the planet. It's like it's been an hour since we've heard Hotel California. Better play it again.
Let's play it again. That's with every damn rock station.
Yeah.
I love the unplugged version of that song when it's like the Hell Freezes Over album. I do like that one, but I digress. Let's stop talking about the Eagles.
So I will say this, though. I'm not shocked by any of these titles. First one is Tamagotchi Plaza. It's a mini game collection with Tamagotchi shit. Like,
yeah.
Did we think this is going to be gangbusters?
Of course.
No.
The nostalgia train.
I think it came out the week when we had Retro Blast Pat was guesting on the show. Mm-hmm. And I think we all talked about what the f*** does this have to do with Tamagotchi? This looks horrible. Why would anybody play this? And there was like a part of my brain that was like, well, maybe we're just being like super like, okay, boomer, whatever. Nobody cares about your opinions about what Tamagotchi meant in the 90s. But I think a review score of 43 shows, no, I think we were pretty close on to what the game actually was, which was crap.
It sounds like to me like they slapped Tamagotchi on a bunch of stuff to try to get some nostalgia buys.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do know that one of our patrons is going to be very upset. Limited runs collection of Bubsy games. The perfect collection. So,
I mean, that almost seems not fair because the collection, each of those games were crap when they first came out. So
now you're upsetting. Now you're making it worse. Ducks and Redox.
Of course the collection was going to be cracked.
They are Bubsy stands. They swear by the Bubsy universe. They love the games. They play them unironically.
Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Again, that was a nostalgia buy, right? That they threw it out there.
Of course.
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be funny. We're going to buy Bubsy games. Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The other one that I really like is the $10 Nintendo tech demo for Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Yeah.
$10. So when Sony releases PlayStation 5, you get Astro's Playroom for free. And it was fantastic. I got the platinum. I love that game. And I would have paid $10 several times over for that game. Welcome Tour, where you walk around and click on things so that a dialogue box can pop up and you can read the history of the thing. What are they smoking over there that they think this is worth $10?
I just want to meet the person who ranked that higher than a 5 to bring up the average.
Is Nintendo pulling a Sega? Granted, I don't think Nintendo would ever fail. They are just way too big of an entity to fail like Sega did and just kind of like, okay, we're just going to focus on making games or what. Which really, this is what they're failing at. These kinds of games, like the hardware is top notch, but the games, maybe you leave that to third party people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this seems like an example of Nintendo being really too big for their britches, where they say to each other, basically what you just did. We're Nintendo. We're never going to fail. Yeah. We make great games. So therefore, why should we give this away for free when people will pay $10 for it?
This is the Principal Skinner meme.
Are they out of touch? No.
Yeah.
No.
Am I out of touch? No, it's the people that don't want to spend $10 on a welcome game.
Right.
Did Concord come out this year or was that last year?
Last year.
Okay.
Last year.
I was going to say. I may have bought a sealed copy recently.
Of Concord?
Yep.
Well, enjoy your coaster.
It's going to be, it's an investment. So years later, when people are trying to collect the entire PS5 collection, they're having a hard time finding Concord.
Say, hey, look at me. Look at what I got.
I mean, at that point, you're not collecting games. You're collecting coasters. Simon says, isn't Concord coming back with fan servers? Funny you should say that, Simon.
Great segue. Sony has issued a number of DMCA notices against fan projects working to bring Concord back to life. Concord was infamously pulled from sale just 2 weeks after its PS5 and PC release, amid suggestions that it had sold less than 25,000 copies, which I've got one of those. At the time, Sony said the game would remain offline indefinitely, so Firewalk could determine the best path ahead and explore options, including those that will better reach our players. Later the same month, though, Concord game director Ryan Ellis stepped down, and by the end of October 2024, Firewalk Studios, Sony-owned developer behind the ill-fated shooter, was also shut down. Fast forward to today, and a team of volunteer developers have been working for months to get the game up and running again on private servers. This project is still work in progress, one volunteer developer wrote on the Concord Delta Discord, but confirmed it's playable, but buggy. Crucially, the game only hosted players who already own the game files themselves through a legitimate purchase and slapped down anyone trying to share copyrighted files. Despite the team's caution, however, Sony has targeted the project, filing copyright infringement claims against videos showing the project in action on YouTube and social media. While it's unclear if Sony has filed against the team itself, it seems that they've been cowed into submission for now. One of the devs writing on Discord, due to worrying legal action, we've decided to pause invites for the time being. I've said this before about games that are dead. If somebody's willing to create a server and figure it out and host your game.
Oh, no. Oh, no. There he is. Whoa.
Oh,
you want to finish that sentence?
What did you hear in the last thing I said?
And host your game, and then you were frozen on a face that looked like this.
Trying to see if it would show me on Twitch. Yeah, like I don't have a problem with them hosting your game, but I can get where that could be potentially worrisome for a company. But DMCA strikes sounds super petty. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the problem. And there.
Oh my God.
This out.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Nothing about this episode has gone smoothly. There he is. All right.
Hello.
Donnie, continue with your point.
So the problem I see it is this. You have developers who are taking property of a company and going in and making changes to it. And the problem is that this company is now not going to see the revenue for that. The major revenue that they would see if this game would have been 100% finished, 100% what people wanted at the time. And now all of that money comes in. So, of course, because they're not going to see that, well, no, we just can't have people playing this game for free that we spent a couple of years on and yada, yada, yada. We need to be reimbursed for that. So, of course, they're going to put the kibosh on it.
But such a flawed sense in that you canceled the game. You fired everybody from the studio. You weren't going to do anything with this, and you were not going to recoup a fucking dime from it. So,
I understand that. Yeah, I get it. I agree with you on that.
Right.
I think at that point, it's dead to you. You've washed it off your books. Now somebody else is going to pick it up and do it better than you. Sorry, that's just the way it goes.
It's not like this is Cyberpunk 2077 where they had to refund a bunch of people. And like, if you had somebody go in and said, I fixed all the bugs and I'm going to host it on my site, that I get, right? Because there's a revenue stream that could come your way. But you've abandoned this game, literally abandoned it. It's almost like that person is like, well, if I can't date Karen, nobody can, you know?
But Sony did spend 8 years and, 200 gazillion whatever dollars developing this. So let's say you build the most expensive house on the planet and then decide you don't want to live there. That doesn't mean other people can suddenly just walk in and start trying to live there. It's still your house, whether you want to use it or not.
Technically, depending on the state, there is squatter rules.
Oh, okay, so if we're not in California, that hellhole.
Well, and Simon Asher says, but the dev said it can only work with people who bought legitimate copies.
That is true.
That is currently they are only hosting people with legitimate copies to prevent file sharing and stuff like that. So there's no telling what's going to happen moving forward if they're going to allow other people to gain those, the files to play the game.
Well, and that's the thing is that moving forward, nothing's going to happen because they got DMCA.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But let's say they didn't and they managed to make this work. And let's say that every single person who bought a copy of that coaster, the copy of that game, decided to actually participate in this server. That's still only 25,000 people. At some point, you're going to need to expand it if you want to keep this viable and keep this going, unless you just really love this as a hobby and you want this to be your life.
I think that's probably the latter is exactly what's happening here. This is nerds.
So far.
Right. Nerds nerding.
Right. But even nerds nerding have an end to their passion and how much time they're able to devote to something.
You have a point. But let's just say that Sony, if they decided to these developers decided to get this thing up and working, right? And they said, okay, now let's go back to Sony and say, hey, if we want more people to play this, you have these copies. Why don't you go ahead and release it? Yeah, it was crap before, but now they can patch it with all the stuff that we've done. They can install it, join our servers. If you heavily discount this for like $10 or something like that, you'll still get money on this game that you canceled. You thought was dead and buried.
So you're saying hire the devs who are working to make this actually work?
That would be a novel idea, right?
It'd be like the JPL story where it was a bunch of guys who were trying to make jet fuel in their dorm room. And like, rather than kick them off campus after they blew up their own room, they just said, here's a warehouse, start working on jet fuel.
Yeah, blow that up instead.
Yep.
Here's a grant.
But like, you know that somebody proposed something similar before Sony decided to just absolutely axe this game.
Because they're greedy.
They could have limped it along. They could have discounted it. They could have done many things, but they decided that it just wasn't worth it if it wasn't going to be the runaway success that they needed it to be.
TK85 brings up an interesting point. There's definitely some tax write-off with completely killing it like HBO did with all those movies it just killed.
Oh, right.
It's a good point. If you can prove that it's a complete loss, you can use that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All right, so next up, Valve co-founder Gabe Newell has capped off Steam Machines Week by taking delivery of a new $500 million super yacht with a submarine garage, onboard hospital, and 15 gaming PCs built by Ocean Co., I would imagine. The custom-designed super yacht, dubbed the Leviathan, so impressed Newell that he decided to up and buy it outright in August, apparently, because he respects the sea. The news comes via Boat International, the global authority on super yachting, which has Ocean Co. CEO Marcel Okenhout waxing lyrical about the glories of the Gaben boat. Leviathan is 111 meters long, not feet, meters long, and the 50th largest yacht in the world. Okenhout says that the diesel-electric vessel is the most comfortable yacht ever designed by the company and the feat of custom engineering. You want cables? The baby's got 280 miles of them. Powered everything from an onboard hospital, air conditioning, satellites, cavernous garage for tenders, small boats, not chickens. And
garage for tenders.
Which, Gabe being who he is, I don't think. A 250 square meter beach club with a spa and bar, diving platforms, and whatever a dedicated drinks pantry is. The cherry on top, a room with 15 of the finest gaming PCs ever assembled. Newell's own chambers include a large bathroom finished with parquet flooring and ash cabinetry. Working with the team at Ocean Co. is incredibly enjoyable and a lot of fun. Everybody is professional, creative, and dynamic, said Newell. We knew what we were asking for, unusual things, and Ocean Co. embraced it with open arms.
Simon Asher says, is the yacht powered by Steam.
Oh my God, that's such a missed opportunity.
Is Ocean Co. a subsidiary of Biffco?
Oh my God, there's so much to unpack here.
So much.
I don't even know what to start. I think maybe the first one that hits me is that there is a global authority on super yachting.
Yeah, I thought that was like really pretentious, like, oh, we're the global authority on super yachting.
I'm just reading my Super Yacht Weekly.
What is the size of their audience for super yachting?
A subscription to the magazine is $400,000 a month.
Yeah.
My other question is, considering how pretty much all of us have subsidized the Gabe boat at one point or another, where do we sign up for our timeshares?
That's a good question.
You don't get a full day on the Gabe boat. You get, what, an hour?
I'll take that.
I'll take my 15 minutes in that dedicated drinks pantry. Sounds fun to me.
I want to hang out in the cavernous garage for tenders. That's all I'm about. Spicy tenders, regular tenders, dino tenders.
Just imagine you going in there and be like, they don't even have dino tenders in here. Like,
I was expecting barbecue sauce and there is none.
I feel like Gabe's got barbecue sauce somewhere.
There's an assistant follows him around with like a belt that just has condiments on it.
Sauce boy, give me a dab.
A dollop, a squirt. We're out, sir. Go get some more, you moron.
Slaps him.
I mean, good for him. Let's be honest. This guy started a server to house games, and now he has a 111. I mean, this is bigger than a football field. This thing's enormous. He's got a mini Titanic for himself.
I mean, it's the joke we make all the time about the billionaires with their yachts, and then it's like happening right in front of our eyes.
We got to upgrade our language, though, to super yachts.
You're right. So, yeah, the CEOs of the gaming companies need those raises so that they can buy more super yachts.
And tenders.
And be featured on Boat International, the global authority on super yachting.
Is he on the cover? Do you think Gabe is going to be on the cover?
The Gabe boat, the Leviathan.
Shirtless, with a barbecue sauce dab there, and a smiley face right below it. Yes.
Oh man, I hope we never wanted Gabe to be a guest.
Trashing him?
No, this is just like, it's so over the top though. So we have to poke fun at the fact that we're let's be honest, all of us are jealous. Yeah.
$500 million. I'm not buying a super yacht.
I'll say this: you don't need $500 million to buy that super yacht. You need.
Hey, there he is.
Okay.
I was saying, you don't need $500 million to afford that super yacht. You need billions of dollars to afford that super yacht.
Okay, if I had billions of dollars, and then of those billions, 500 million to spend, I would not spend it on a super yacht.
I don't know if I could even handle being on a super yacht on the seas. Like, really, if it's bad seas, like I'm probably barfing. So I'm not probably going to be buying this super yacht either.
I think you should buy like a Zeppelin or a dirigible or something. So
no, I wouldn't be a Zeppelin. No, thank you.
No, you don't want to sit. Basically, a Zeppelin, if you do it right, can be a yacht above the water.
No, I'm not buying anything that's a history of catastrophic disasters.
It was a one time. It was the Hindenburg.
So was the Titanic.
And they were using hydrogen.
Simon Asher says the Hindenburg literally painted their balloon with thermite.
It's true.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Right.
Hydrogen, thermite, sparks. Who would have thought?
It's fine. It's fine.
So why don't we go ahead and look at our top 3 new releases?
Quick, before Ryan disappears again. Marvel's Deadpool VR Quest 3. Feel what it's like to go deep inside Deadpool in Marvel's Deadpool VR, an original game developed exclusively for MetaQuest 3 and 3S. Contracted by Mojo with the promise of making money, like a lot of money, Deadpool sets out to capture villains from the Marvel Universe. Strap on those swords, load your guns, pack your grenades, and take Deadpool for a wild ride through the Marvel Universe. Morsels. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC.
I love how you said that.
Morsels. Morsels is a fast-paced creature-collecting roguelite with a rotating roster of characters to switch between at will. Overcome a clique of killer cats as you fight your way out of the sewers in this unique, action-packed journey. Kirby Air Riders, Switch 2. Pick your rider, pick your machine, not your nose, and mount up for a racing competition. Take on your rivals in frantic arena battles or fast-paced races on the ground and in the air. Use the boost charge button to brake and control your turns as your machine automatically fights for top speed. Fill your boost charge gauge as you drift around the bend and release it to trigger an explosive dash. So based on these amazing descriptions this week, blah, blah, blah. Ryan, what are you picking?
So I'll start with Morsels.
Moisels.
Roguelite, creature collecting. And this one just looks weird. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's one of those ones where at first glance, I can see myself hating or loving this game. I'm just not willing to try at this point. So I'm going to skip on Morsels.
Okay.
Kirby Air Riders looks fun, but I hate racing games because I'm so shit at them. Don't nod. No.
Do you want me to disagree with you?
I just want you to not make any expressions because you're either playing into my ego or you're confirming the fact that I suck at Mario Kart. All right? Expressionless. Sorry, I got a little sensitive.
You don't say.
So yeah, as far as games go, of course I don't have a Switch 2, so I won't be able to try this out right away, but Kirby's Air Riders definitely looks like it's a cool take on the kart rider kind of game. Which brings me to Marvel Deadpool VR. This is a game that I didn't know I wanted. And now I want it.
Because he wants to go deep inside Deadpool.
Exactly.
So deep.
So
Hashtag.
Yes. But like that's the one thing that Deadpool does that's cool, besides being foul-mouthed and sarcastic and all that stuff. Big on action, right? Slashing, shooting, whatever, right? He is not your typical Marvel superhero in that regard, right? Doesn't care, gore, whatever. He's all for it. The only problem is I don't own a Quest 3. And I'm not going to buy a Quest 3 for one game. So in a way, I'm a no for all of these. But if somebody wants to gift me a Quest 3, I will definitely pick up.
I'm sure any day now, someone will want to do that.
I'm not going to give out my address, though.
Set up a P.O. box, tweet that out, put that on your Amazon wish list, and I guarantee you somebody somewhere will buy you it.
Yeah, I see people do that on Twitter all the time. Like, here's my wish list. Buy me something.
I will trade feet pics for a Quest 3.
He's got big feet. Can confirm.
I'll put barbecue sauce on him. Maybe Gabe will buy me one.
Lou, what about you? What are you picking this week?
So Marvel's Deadpool VR. I don't have a Quest 3 either. And even if I just wouldn't buy it. I don't like VR games and I don't like comic book games. I do find it interesting, though, that like the first article said, this game was nominated for a Game Award, the best VR game category, before it even released, which is bonkers to me. And it smells a little fishy. So interested to hear the follow-up on Marvel's Deadpool VR. Kirby Air Riders looks cute, looks fun. I got to tell you, though, you guys, I have been seriously burned and disappointed by Mario Kart World, and it makes me not want to pick up another Nintendo racing game.
Ooh,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to go back, so I'm going to put a pause on Kirby Air Riders, and if I see a million people playing it and it's everything that Mario Kart World was supposed to be, maybe I'll reconsider. For now, though, I actually watched the Morsels trailer and freaking loved it. I thought it looked amazing. The pixel art looks great. It's a roguelike. I love roguelites. It looks really, really fun and clever to me. So I definitely want to get Morsels.
I just think to myself, like, with all the things that Nintendo is trying to do to avoid people getting a kind of Pokemon game, I'm wondering how long this is going to go until they get slapped with a lawsuit or something.
Well, they didn't get that patent after all, so
Right.
We'll see. What about you, Donnie?
So first up, Kirby Air Riders. I don't own a Switch 2. I don't plan on getting a Switch 2, so I'm out on Kirby Air Riders. Marvel's Deadpool VR. Again, I don't have a Quest 3. I've got a Quest 2, and I'm not going to go out and get a new VR headset just to play one game. You've got several different VR headsets. The Quest 2, you've got the PlayStation 4 VR, the PlayStation 5 VR. Release it on one of those things, man. I, however, do like comic book games, so I would definitely pick this one up if I were able to handle it and I had a Quest 3, but I don't. Which leaves me with Morsels. I watched the trailer, and I gotta tell you, I got some Zombies Ate My Neighbors vibes.
Ooh, that's a good call. Yeah.
Like from the description, I heard somebody say cat collecting, and I'm like, well, no, I'm out. But then I saw the gameplay, and I was like,
No,
okay.
the cats are the bad guys.
Yeah. And it's got some horror elements in it with just the some of the weapons and the scenery. And I'm like, you know what? I think this might be a game I could take a look at. So I think I'm all in for Morsels this week.
One of the cats pulls off its skin and changes into a giant cheeseburger that chases your character around. I mean, come on.
That is Zombies Ate My Neighbors 1,000,000 times over. And guess what? Morsels is only $13.49 on Steam right now. I think that's a buy as soon as we get off the podcast.
Well, there it is.
Somebody's got to give Gabe his money for his super yacht.
Oh, I'm going to buy it on Nintendo because, I'm picky about which billionaire I give my money to. But before we move on, we should mention real fast the poll that we ran
For sure.
in the Discord. So we asked the patrons which of these 3 games they would be interested in buying at Morsels. Sadly, was in last place with 11% of the votes. Marvel Deadpool VR only got 16%, barely more than that. 32% of voters said none of these, and the winner by a landslide was, not shockingly, Kirby Air Riders.
I need to change my vote because I did vote for none of these because I briefly looked at Morsels, like the description. I was like, nope, I'm out. So I need to change mine from none of these to Morsels.
It's still in last place, but I appreciate that.
Well, it's even less than last place.
Before we move on, let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This segment is proudly sponsored by the Retro Game Club podcast. It's a fantastic, family-friendly retro gaming podcast. In each episode, Rob and a guest pick 2 games to play and discuss, as well as news, interviews, and other topics. This week, they're playing through Shinobi and Crush Roller, aka Make Tracks. Visit them at retrogameclub.net or follow the link in the show notes. I'm a little surprised that they're just now getting to Shinobi.
Yeah. But I will say for me, Shinobi was not on my radar growing up as a kid because it was a Sega IP. I knew Ninja Gaiden, which for the most part is kind of the Nintendo equivalent of that. But when I got into collecting later on and played Shinobi games, like, oh man, I got this shitty Ninja game. Shinobi is awesome. It's, from an action standpoint, graphical standpoint, it's a gorgeous game, and there are a lot of weapons and play modes and all that stuff. So kudos to them for trying a game like Shinobi. That to me is one of the best on the system.
Did you ever play the Shinobi arcade game?
I didn't. No.
Okay. See, I was able to play Shinobi in the arcade. Just like Ninja Gaiden in the arcade. And Ninja Gaiden in the arcade is completely different than the Nintendo port.
Yeah.
Shinobi is top tier. Chef's kiss. Love that game. Tried and true. Always loved the Shinobi series.
And the other one I have never heard of before. even if
me neither.
AKA.
Doing business as, doesn't help.
Make Tracks, known in Japan as Crush Roller, is a 1981 maze game. Still, I got nothing. Guess we'll have to listen.
Thank you for coming, students. Please take your seats. Welcome back to Professor Rybread's Gaming History 101. And in today's lesson, I'm going to talk about an old piece of technology that was a pioneer in its time and led to such greats as the Game Boy, the Sega Game Gear, the DS, the PlayStation Portable, and many more. Of course, I'm talking about the Milton Bradley Microvision.
I thought for sure you were going to start with the abacus.
I'll be honest with you, it's about as technically advanced as an abacus. So released in 1979, it is the Milton Bradley Microvision. So for a few things, for one, who knew Milton Bradley was making consoles and systems? I know they did a few video games, but never systems. Also, right. Why did everything between 1979 and like 1982 have to have the word vision in it? Intellivision, ColecoVision, Microvision. What was the vision about? But what's interesting about this one is that, of course, in 1977, Atari comes out with the Atari VCS uses interchangeable cartridges. Before that, like a few months before that, the Fairchild Channel F does it, which means that this was at least in primary development before those systems actually came to market. So there was some interesting history behind this in this thought process of having this concept of interchangeable games. So if we look at handhelds prior to this, right, they were kind of rudimentary. I don't know. There's the football one. I forgot what the name of that is.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yep. Right.
I think that Tommy made them.
Right. And where it was a lot of times it's like LEDs, right? And it would move and based off of, where the ball was versus defenders. But nonetheless, it was just one game on a handheld in which you would buy, right? And that was it, right? So it's kind of the Tiger Electronics handhelds, but actually better, ironically.
Yeah, that's unfair. That's unfair.
Right. But they were these LED-based games, right? They kind of look like calculators and, they were cheap, they were fun, but they were a closed system, right? So you couldn't play different games on that system itself. So enter in Jay Smith, who was the founder of Smith Engineering, who later designed the Vectrex. So this guy does a lot of niche tech, apparently. But Smith had built a reputation for clever consumer electronic designs, and during a brainstorming session in the late 70s, he arrived at a deceptively simple idea. What if a handheld could play more than one game? So to accomplish this, he needed to split the architecture into two parts: a base unit with screen controls and a battery compartment, and a cartridge with the game program. So modern reader might call this obvious, but honestly, in 1978, this was actually fairly revolutionary, especially for a handheld. So Smith Engineering created prototypes roughly the size of pocket calculators, sleek, minimal, and designed around small LCD displays. Though primitive, offered a flexibility LED handhelds could not match. So Milton Bradley, the board game giant, was eager to enter the exploding electronics market, saw enormous potential. Milton Bradley acquired the design and its engineers and worked closely with Smith Engineering to refine the product into something manufacturable and mass scale. So once Bradley had signed on, the Microvision entered full development, but the team quickly faced a few problems. So for one, the screen and the processor were too limited for the concept. The LCD technology in 1979 was primitive and expensive. Display large enough for action, quote unquote, action oriented games could only support a 16 by 16 pixel grid, giving developers a mere 256 pixels to work with. That's it. So to simplify the math, basically they had to make a kind of unusual engineering decision. Most consoles nowadays, especially ones where it has interchangeable cartridges, right? All you're getting on the cartridge is a ROM, more or less. It's pulling directly from there, and then the internal components of the system itself is what translates the ROM into playing the game. Well, in order to save cost on the actual system and room within the system, so they didn't have to make it too big, they put the processor for the unit inside the game cartridges. Right.
Bold move, Cotton.
Which upped the cost of the game. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Significantly.
Right. And what's interesting about it too is that if you look at the actual Microvision itself, right, it's oblong, right, and the games themselves like pull off is like almost like it's a faceplate, right, and it pulls off at the front. You kind of teeters like that faceplate. You take it off, and then you snap in another one. Right. So it's not like you're sliding it into a slot like you would get with your Game Boy games or pretty much anything nowadays. Slot. Right. So the cartridges themselves were relatively large because they, again, had to house that processor and they had to fit into the unit, essentially. So if you think about it, the base thing that you were buying was just a dumb terminal. It was a screen and it was buttons, and that's it. So the only thing that was interesting, though, technically this was upgradable, if you think about it, right? As long as you stuck to the 16 by 16 grid for the pixels and that you use the same buttons and like a turn dial too as well. So kind of like an Atari paddle, right? As long as you stuck to those conventions, the cartridge itself, because it has the processor, meant that you could upgrade that processor. So it had potential for longevity. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way. So if we look at the engineering kind of portions of this. So for one, the LCD screen, right? Custom LCD screen was, unfortunately, it was fragile, it was heat sensitive, and it was prone to what collectors now call screen rot, which is either blackening or leaking of the liquid crystal material. This wasn't an occasional defect either. It was a systemic one. Many production runs suffered from poor sealing around the edge of the display, and Milton Bradley's supplier struggled with consistency. That's why it's actually kind of hard to find one of these in working condition, because a lot of them, the screens are just fucked overall. Yep. The other piece to it was the membrane, as far as the keypad was concerned. So it was...
was it insane?
It was insane in the membrane. Well done. It used pressure-sensitive membrane switch under a faceplate. And the problem was that it wore out pretty quickly. And I think you know what that feels like, that those buttons that are the membrane that feel squishy and almost like they're not meant to be buttons because there's no like instant feedback with them. If anything got into the membranes themselves, which is pretty common, it would affect the responsiveness. And actually static discharge could destroy the processor inside the cartridge. Oops.
Oopsies.
That seems like a flaw, but whatever.
And so similar to other units at the time, it had these overlays that would go over the buttons, so you can kind of figure out what you need from a button mapping perspective. I hated that whole concept. So like ColecoVision and Intellivision had that too, where they've got the keypad with 9 potentially buttons on it, and then you slide that thing over top of it for each game. But if you lose the thing for one, you don't know what the controls are. It takes you a while to figure it out before the internet age existed. But also, they're clunky. They don't respond well to your pushes and stuff because you've got that piece of plastic in between. So I've always hated that. As far as the rest of the unit is concerned, it used a lot of batteries. So it used 2 9-volt batteries, which is a lot of battery space to use for a small handheld. Nowadays, we're just using triple or double A's, right? These are the big fat ones that you had to like clunk into there. So it uses 2 of those as you went through. So now that we understand a little bit more about the unit, thinking about how it went to market. So if you had to guess back in the day, how much do you think that this costs at retail to buy the unit?
Going by today's numbers, I would say $179.
$179 today's dollars?
Or $179 back then.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That is way up there. That's not... Blue, what are your thoughts?
I'll go half that. I'll go like 90.
This actually came out for $49.99.
Whoa.
What a bargain.
Dang.
How much for the games, though?
That's the key, is that the games were about the same price.
Yeah.
But it came with one game. It had a pack-in, which was just Breakout, basically. It was called Blockbuster.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which I will say, the cartridges were really cool because they had like the logo of the game on the front of it. So when you were taking them out and putting other games in, you'd see this really cool logo at the front. So I will give them credit for that. But there were only really a handful of games that came out for the thing. So some of the other ones were Pinball, Baseball, Star Trek Phaser Strike, Bowling, and Connect 4.
Ooh, Connect 4.
You're really selling me on this.
Mm-hmm. So I think we're recognizing a pattern here. So from a technology standpoint, not the best, right? Fragile, potentially. From a game standpoint, it's nothing to write home to mom about, right? And so it continued with some additional issues and gained a reputation around this. So for one, it gained a reputation for dead screens, unresponsive buttons, and cartridges that wouldn't register. And even though Milton Bradley tried to do hardware revisions, kind of improving the seals around them and using a different CPU supplier, the damage to the reputation essentially had been done at that point. So the whole point of, if you're going to sell a unit or a product, making sure that it works the first time out, kind of important. It's not Cyberpunk 2077 or, what's the one where it's you're going around all the planets? No Man's Sky. That is not what exists here nowadays, right?
You say it's important, but some of these some of these companies today, they wouldn't agree with you.
Right, because they can just send you a patch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So not only that, is it had limited software support as far as things went, right? Obviously, not a whole lot of games out there for this thing. And eventually the Game & Watch series came out for Nintendo. So started to experience some, competition. Now, Game & Watch itself, though, is not a cartridge-based one, but they were relatively inexpensive compared to what you were getting with the Microvision. And better built, visually appealing. The games themselves were really good, right? They were using IPs like Donkey Kong as a means to draw people in. So realistically, these handhelds hit the market and just wiped out the Microvision. So by late 1981, Bradley ended production and support for the Microvision. It had sold respectively in its first year, but had become money-losing product due to, of course, returns, manufacturing problems and complexities, and a shrinking player base. For the company, it had been an experiment, ambitious, historic, and ultimately, unfortunately, unprofitable. For Jay Smith, it was invaluable learning experience that would inform his next project, which was, of course, the Vectrex, one of the most technologically impressive consoles of the 80s. And I'm staring at mine right now, so thank you, Jay. So thank you for attending another Gaming History 101. And if you do have ideas or stories you'd like to hear, please email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com. We might feature your suggestion. Well, thank you for listening to episode 190 of Gamers Week Podcast, and a big thank you to the Retro Game Club Podcast, Love Retro BTW, Pixel Pond Production Company, absolutely the best podcast, a work in progress, for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget to check out their links in the show notes. And if you want to connect with Gamers Week, follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Gamers Week PC. Watch us right here on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Gamers Week Podcast, where we record live every Wednesday at 8:30 Central Standard Time if we do not have technical issues. Email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com. Visit a merch store at gamers-week-podcast.creator-spring.com. Or if you want to do it the easy way, follow the link in the show notes. And last but not least, join us on Patreon, patreon.com/gamersweek. Finally, since you made it all the way to the end of the episode, please leave us a rating and a review to let us know how we did. Really do value your feedback. And while you're there, consider subscribing on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. And just a reminder, no new episode next week due to the Thanksgiving holiday in the U.S. Time to get fatter!
Turkey, please.
Yeah, what's the dish that you have extra servings of?
You know what I love is not necessarily the first, like the actual dinner, It's the amount of leftover turkey that you have for like a good solid 2 weeks. You can make turkey sandwiches. You can just eat the turkey straight up, right?
Turkey salad, turkey a la king.
Right. There's so many turkey dishes you can use. And then be tired all the time.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, we will be traveling this year for Thanksgiving. So that means no leftovers. We don't get to bring home leftovers. We don't get to enjoy that.
Going on the plane with like half a turkey.
No, just in a Ziploc bag. Just picking out the pieces.
You're allowed a carry-on.
And one personal item, yeah.
Yeah, this is my personal item.
It's my bag of turkey. And a different bag of dressing. Like you have a Camelback, but it's got dressing in there. Just
little thing up to your mouth with cranberry sauce. Like
See, T-Ken says, I've taken turkey back on a plane before.
See, he's a pioneer.
It's
I'll have to
allowed.
try
It
that.
can be done.
all right, everybody. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate you joining us for another Wednesday and your patience with all the technical difficulties. So we will be back live on YouTube for the patrons on an uncut episode on Monday. And you can catch us on the flip side the following week where we will be back in full. So thank you very much. Take care. Have a good night. Arrivederci.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Turkey for me, turkey for you. And big turkey in a big brown shoe.
Big brown shoe. Gobble, gobble, goo, and a gobble, gobble, kickle. I wish turkey only cost a nickel.
They've all gone by now.
I love turkey on Thanksgiving.
Did you just me?
No, not you.
What are you giggling at?
I'll cut you, motherfucker.
I was laughing at your profile picture with the mustache because it's like right up there on the notes. I look up to the right and there it is.
You don't like the mustache?
You're like an old timey detective.
I really like the mustache. I think it suits me. If I could grow a mustache like that in real life, I might be tempted to. You don't want a mustache ride? Come on. Don't knock until you try it.
It'll tickle you. Little tickles.
Mm-hmm.
Little
Wilford
tickles. Brimley, bristly.
They're nice.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. This is the unscripted, patron-only bonus cast with less editing and more dirty jokes. We don't know where the conversation will go, but we're sure it will be weird.
This fish just went right on my nipple, and I'm just like,
I Google Street Fighter 6. The first search result that comes up is people think they can see Ryu's in the Street Fighter 6 reveal.
Listen up here, kids. You're not going to want to get one of those VD-STDs things, right? Make you fall off. When you go, grab a pro. You'll be doing it for America.
that was perfect.
If you want to hear weekly episodes of our patron-only bonus cast, join us at patreon.com/gamersweek.